Like, I know when you were little, you were told to never judge a book by its cover. And the point is, it was a load of rubbish, because we do judge a book by its cover. It's just human nature. It's what we absolutely do. But why we were told that when we were younger was because there's more than meets the eye. So we know that, but first impressions are so important. So that is where I start on this journey for how to become successful and stylish, is the first impressions. So what do people actually look at? So you think they look at clothing? Yes, but it goes in so much more detail. What do you think people look at?
Body language.
Body language, what else? Eye contact, yeah? Yeah, so like the tone and everything. Smell, yes, smell's a big one, especially here. Because people, well, it goes both ends of the spectrum. Yeah, because some people smell a little challenged. And then there's the other way, where people smell of too much, and it can be just as overpowering if they smell too much. So the smell is another one. What about hair? You know, people running in to work with super wet hair. What would that kind? It's a Friday, you're allowed. It's not work, it's different. But going into work. So I'll tell you a little quick story actually. I was called in to work with a PR company who'd lost a pitch. And the reason that they had lost a pitch was down to an employee. So basically, this employee had gone to pitch to a well-known luxury car company for the work, basically. And the presentation went really well, the pitch was excellent, and they were really surprised to find out that they actually didn't get the job. So when they did the due diligence afterwards, saying, you know, why didn't we get it, what actually happened, the car company said, we are the best in the world at what we do. If you cannot have someone representing our business that can't tie a tie in the way that we expect, then we're not hiring you. And they lost the job down to a tie. So that sort of first impressions are the same when I was flying with Emirates. We had a super, super strict grooming policy. And that was for one reason, to maintain consistency. And if people weren't following the consistency, so it's the same, whether you're an employee or whether you're an entrepreneur, what are you doing consistently in how you show up? So that first impressions, the hair, your glasses. How many women here have looked at men's shoes? That's the first thing. There's a saying. Yeah, you do, don't you? Like, you kind of look around and then the men are like hiding their feet under the table now. And they're like, but women on a date would look at men's shoes. Pardon? And socks. Oh, that's interesting. I could put that in. Yeah, socks, whether they're showing or not showing, or have holes in them. So all these aspects are what we look at. Something that's really overlooked here, which I find really interesting, is skin. People don't invest in their skin. So people will invest in a designer pair of shoes, but they won't invest in their skin. This is the one thing that's on show. Do you know the amount of people in this country that don't wear SPF every single day? And men are super guilty. And they're like, yeah, but I'm inside, but you're traveling, you're in your car. So basic things like that in terms of first impressions. So these are all things that I talk about. But where does success start? And it actually starts in the wardrobe. You know, if you think people spend how much on creating a logo and building a beautiful brand in their business, and then they don't think about in the same detail what they're actually wearing and how they show up. So this is what I really want to draw attention to, is how can individuals feel great? Because at the end of the day, when you wear something that you feel so good in, what happens?
Your confidence goes up.
Absolutely. So you just feel great. So why can't we do that every day? Why is it just on the day we go for a job interview, the only day that we actually make an effort? And then that suit goes back in the closet and we're like, no, we just won't wear that anymore. And then you just kind of get into how everyone else does. So I'm sure you've heard of the phrase, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, yeah? So in business, it's really important, but also in dressing. So if you think about it, maybe in your social group, there's maybe one social group that you dress up a little bit more, and there's another social group that are quite casual. So you're like, I'll probably dress to fit in with that group. So the same as work, then you see what other people wear in work. But I remember my sister said this to me when she used to live here actually. She said, why is it you always make me go so dressed up? I'm always the one at work that's wearing a necklace. I said, but you stand out. And she's like, but not everyone else does. And I said, but make the first impression every single day. So that's the whole part of how to become successful and stylish is all about.